Okay, everyone, this is Dr. Tina Mims, and this is sort of part 2 of how to calculate the strategic profit model. The strategic profit model. We already did part 1, how to calculate the net profit margin, which we did earlier in our spreadsheet up here, okay, with Target's income and Walmart's income. Now we need a balance sheet information. Remember I mentioned that in our previous video. Okay, so the book gives us the balance sheet information because balance sheet information contains assets. We have to get to an asset turnover number, okay? And I'm going to show you how to do that. And um, got to bring it here in front of us. Move this over here. Okay, so this is the exhibit from the textbook, again, on the the assets in the balance sheet given for our exhibit. So again, all I did here is made a nice, neater, I think, spreadsheet than what their balance sheet looks like. And all I'm doing is typing in and verifying that I'm getting the same answer if I calculated it myself using Excel. So they're starting off with fiscal year Feb 1, 2020 for Target and saying they had cash on hand. This is probably in billions, but 2,577. So I typed that in. You can see I just typed that number. They gave us inventory of 8,922, and they gave us current assets of 133.33. Okay, 1,333. So if I add these three numbers together, I should come up with total current assets, 12,902. Let's see. Do I have everything typed in? 2577, 8922, 1333. I hit equal, sum, add these numbers, parentheses closed, and I get 12,832. Wow. To a range that has additional numbers adjacent to it. Okay. Look at that. Looks like they're wrong in the textbook by a few dollars. That may throw us off, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to also do this differently. I'm going to just double check my work. I'm going to go equal 2577 plus 8922 plus 1333 and hit enter. And let's see what that number looks like. 12,832. So we're right, the book's wrong. Huh. How about that? Okay. So I'm just going to delete that and put that little space right back there. Okay. We're going to continue on because we've got equipment. Now, just so you know what property and equipment is, it could be something like forklifts, okay? And those aren't like cash current assets. So we're going to put in our $26,283 in equipment. And we've got some other stuff that's non-current assets. They're not specific, but I'm going to give you an example of what it might be, like furniture or fixtures in a store. $3,594. So let's see if we add these two together. Do we get the same number? 29,877. We do. We do. Okay. Then total assets is generally total current assets plus total non-current assets gives us all assets. Now, we're going to be a little bit off because their number is 12,902. I'm just going to type that in here to see if our work turns out the same. 12,902. Yep. Okay. All right. Let me undo that because our answer is more correct. Okay. It's not really going to change what we're going to get out of this very much, but, you know, just like humans, the textbooks aren't always correct either because humans make them up. All right, so now let's look at our strategic profit model. Let me come over here and grab that again. It says we need to have net sales, and we need to divide that by total assets. Okay, if you can type, you can do this. If you can type, you can do this. So let's take a look at where we have net sales. Okay, so I'm going to come up to net sales. Remember our spreadsheet, net sales. Everything's at that 100% line. Net sales, and we're going to divide it by what? Oh yeah, total assets. So I could type this myself because I can go equal, and I can go up here and grab it. I don't even have to type. I can just click on it. I need the dollar amount for net sales, and I need the dollar amount for total assets. Okay, so what does that give us, Dr. Mims? Well, I'll tell you what it's going to give us. It's going to give us what is called the asset turnover. See, we need these two numbers, net profit margin and asset turnover. And look at that. They want us to multiply this. Net profit margin times asset turnover gives us return on assets. Well, but what does this asset turnover tell us? I'll tell you what it tells us. It tells us about the efficiency of the company. It means that the company is using its assets to produce sales. It means that you're almost getting twice as many dollars in sales as you have assets. Look at that. It says 181%. Now, I'm not going to do this math in my head, but if I look at 77,000 and if I look at 42,000, well, heck, Dr. Mims, that if I were to double that, that'd be almost 200% would be 84,000, right? So we're almost there. We're almost making $1.80 for every dollar of asset we are using. Let me repeat that. We're getting $1.80 for every dollar of asset we are using. So if we're using cash, if we're using inventory, if we're using our forklifts, if we're using our furniture, all of that is producing $1.80 in net sales. That's exactly what that means. I hope you enjoy this video and it's helpful for you.